You go to Kingston the second round. Can you kind of talk to us a little bit about just getting drafted in the O? Did you know Kingston was interested? And what was it like getting drafted by a place so close to home? I'm sure your parents love that, right?
Well, yeah, the funny story about this whole thing is I had a meeting with George Burnett and the assistant coach. I forget who the assistant coach was at the time. Was it Grimes? I think it was. Well, not Jake. Yeah. Is it Jake Grimes?
Jake Grimes, yep.
The night before the draft or the week of the draft. And they said that if I was there in the first round or second round, they were going to take me. And I was like, all right, whatever. And I talked to a bunch of teams. The Sioux was really interested. I was praying not to go to the Sioux, to be honest.
Yeah.
I never really talked to Kingston. Besides Dick Cherry, he came to our games in Quincy just because we were so close. But the funny story is the first round went by, and Belleville took Sean DeLon in the first round my year. And I was like, all right, whatever. And so Stu picked. First round went by. I'm like, all right, pretty close. Belleville was coming to the next pick, I think, or whatever, that in the second round. I'm like, all right, this is probably going to pick. And they picked Matt Tipoff.
Oh, I remember Tipoff.
Yeah, picked Matt Tipoff. And I wasn't pissed, but I shut my computer off right then. I just shut my computer off. And I went to the garage and started shooting pucks.
Oh, just fired you right up then, eh?
I was like, what? I just kept kind of slipping a little bit. And then I went back in, turned the computer back on. Next thing you know, my phone was ringing. It was Larry Maverty. And I'll never forget that guy. That guy was like a second father to me, during Kingston. He calls me and goes in his voice, Mooner. I'm like, yep. And he goes, we're picking you here. Get in fucking shape. I'm like, oh, shit. Great introduction. He goes, so I drove down to Kingston that day, actually. They wanted me to come down. And I went into the draft room and all that kind of jazz. And I saw the draft board. And Matt was like, Mooner, I wanted to take you in the first round. Look at this. I had you in my paper. And everyone else wanted to take Josh Britton in the first round. But I told them they didn't have a choice in the second round. If you were available, I was taking you. And I was like, okay. And he goes, I asked you one thing, get in shape. You kept repeating this. I'm like, oh my, what? Am I not in shape or what? But yeah, that's kind of the story behind that. Mav, he's bless his